Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It's Angela, the Traveling Crafter, and I'm here with a video that is just going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about doing a little home decor type projects, which includes a little junk journaling. And I thought I would take you along because if you have been watching for a while, you know that Dave and I recently bought a duplex that is, we're transforming into an Airbnb. So one side is finished. It is more, I would say, masculine feeling. It has a lot of equestrian kind of hunt and fish and lake kind of things in it. And the other side will be much more, let's say, shabby chic, cottagecore, granny chic-ish. So think feed sack, vintage sheets, things like that. So I thought, well, let's just take you along and let me explain some of my vision for the, what is called the Belle Rose, which is the side that is under construction as we speak. But first, I did pick up, no, I just threw that away. I think these were $3.50. There were 4 of them. These were from, I think, the maybe Salvation Army. And I bought these for the Birchwood because we have that vintage table that's on the huge casters in the kitchen there. And it has a natural wood top. And I'm afraid that, excuse me, if I don't provide something, you know, to put hot plates on, it might be a problem. So I picked these up. There's only 4 and there's seating for 6, but that will be good for over there. And I did that because I'm doing this because I need to take these all over there and put them where they need to go. So that was the only thing I think I got for the Birchwood. But let me show you what I got and then my thought on your recommendations of something I'm going to work on. And you'll have to let me know if you want to, if I should do this. I think I will, but if you want to see this done together. I went into this new little thrift shop called The Lighthouse. It's in downtown Mason City. I've never been there. It's a tiny little place. And it's all on donation. So nothing is priced. And then you just tell them how much you want to pay. So I made a generous donation. I got a lot of things to bring to you live, but a lot of things that I could use in my decor. One of those were these 3 cast iron. They're from Sexton, USA from 1967. And they're cast little teapots and teacups. So I think these will be really cute. Now, my thought is obviously these will go really cute in a kitchen. I'm kind of leaning toward, just so you get an idea, more like reds and greens, maybe some strawberries and, you know, maybe some cherries in the kitchen. I have a lot of vintage and antique. Oh, they would have been called the metal tin picnic baskets or lunch pails, you know. So it's kind of where I'm going with that. But I feel like I can incorporate these somehow, some way into it. And they were just too cute to leave behind. So I got those. One of the bedrooms is going to be more pastels. And I have a kind of extensive, I don't know, when I say extensive for me, maybe 20 or so vintage baby planters. And I don't know, I just love the colors of them. So I picked this one up. This one was from Goodwill. What is in here? Oh, we don't need to have that. There's some plastic, fantastic plastic flowers in there. Kitsch-tastic. Something is still, there we go. There's 2 of them. It was a hanger. And this was $2. So let's see if we can pull this off and see what brand this is. Not that you guys probably really care, but I do. Gosh, it's early in the morning and I can't really read it. Rubens? Yes, Rubens. So this will go into the more pastel colored room, I believe. I'll work on that another time. But I have a whole bunch of them, and I just think they're really cute for decor. So somehow I will incorporate that into that room, or this into that room. And then along the same lines, I don't know, but I can't pass up a good vintage sheet. I found there's actually 2 of these king flat sheets, and then this twin fitted one, which is a little bit newer. But I think, I don't know, I kind of want to do something with maybe curtains, pillows. I'd love for that. This is too small for the beds, and this is too big. But it isn't often that you find king flat sheets. And actually, I could use this in my own bedroom at home. But my house, the aesthetic just isn't quite right. So I think the things that I have at home, I can just bring up that are more kitschy and just incorporated them in that. But somehow I want to use this. If you guys have ideas, let me. I'm not going to undo this one, but it's really pretty. It's got the purples and the blues and the greens. So that will somehow be incorporated into that pastel space. And in the family room, I have some vintage rocker. They're not, I don't think they're recliners. I think they're just rocker. They're like the barrel chair sort of-ish. And it's yet to be determined how I'm going to decorate that. But in addition, I also found, I bought these initially because I was thinking I would sell these at a live sale because they're a little bit different, a little more unique. This was from another, let's see, where was this one from? This was from the Lighthouse, or no, what's it called? Affordables. So these were, I like these because they were pastel. And then if I decided, they're always good to use as risers and things like this. This is from 1953. This one, I need to repair the spine, but I liked the pastel of that one. This one as well, so I thought I could incorporate those. This is 58. And then this one, and see the spines all look really cool. Minus that one's coming off, but together as well. So there was a bunch of them. These are the only pastel ones. So I think that those are going to look pretty cute somehow. So 1955 was that last one. So those will be on display somehow. And I'm really excited about it. The next thing I bought, which was the steal of the deal, is this giant swung vase. It is milk glass. And it is probably 15 inches tall. It is not marked. I'm not sure if it's not, I don't see a Westmoreland, so I'm not sure the brand. It doesn't really matter to me. Not that I needed any more milk glass, but for $4, you can't beat it. Now here's something that is not for, well, I don't think it's for home decor. I don't know. You guys need to tell me, because the lady said, oh, you bought the christening gown. I don't think this is not a christening gown. It might have been a slip. It might have been a dress. I don't know. But I think it might fit me. And I think it would be so cute to wear under or over something. But it's like, okay, so there's the top. Isn't that beautiful? And then here's the waist. It's got a stain on it down here. I don't mind that. And then here's the bottom. I haven't tried it on yet, but I'm going to do that probably after we get off. I'll stay tuned whether this thing fits me or not, but I think it would be cute somehow. Somehow I will wear it. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty here of what the whole purpose of this was about. So now you kind of get a little bit of where I'm going with the color schemes. One of the beds, I have 2 wrought iron, cast iron beds. One is a cream color. I think it's cream. Or maybe it's black. No, it's black, I think. The other one is red, and it's more ornate. My dad found it and picked it up for me several years ago, and I've used it in a lot of staging. So, I mean, and I can always paint the black one another color, but I do have these books. So this one I just got, this is the Kate Spade book on fashion, and it is Sandy. I got this from Sandy, Wilhelmina Junk Journal. So this will go on display in a bookshelf. This is one of my favorite books. I love Reese Witherspoon. And so this is one from my personal collection. It is Whiskey in a Teacup, and it's just got gorgeous. If you ever see this and you don't want to keep it for your library, there's a lot of beautiful images in here too you could use for junk journaling. And it's got gorgeous end pages. So I have those two. And then this one I just found. I did do a Bolo Books on this one. 20 vintage inspired projects for the modern girl. So I thought this would go really cute in there. And believe me, there's a lot of cool stuff in here you could use for junk journals. But I'm going to use it for aesthetic purposes. And then lastly is a Rachel Ashwell book. I need to do a little quick tour of the house. In one of the bedrooms, I have Laura Ashley comforter that's only there temporarily. Dave's like, that's got to go. He wants it more manly. So I need to get a different duvet cover for the other comforter. And then the Laura Ashley comforter I'll either use on the other side, or Demi said she wants maybe to use it in her apartment next year. At any rate, Rachel Ashwell, I believe she coined the phrase shabby chic. I think that's her claim to fame. But I picked this up when I picked the next book that I'm going to show you up. And so this will go in the house too. But you know, you can kind of get a feel for some of the, you know, the pastel-y thing will be, the pastel room will be more shabby chic than the brights, I think. I don't know. When I think shabby chic, I sometimes think pastels. So that now brings me to what we're all here for. So when I was out shopping, I got that Rachel Ashwell book, and then there was another one, this one. It's called The Gift of Giving. It wasn't spectacular inside as far as, you know, putting it on a shelf. I didn't really want to use the black as a display. However, the inside of it had these beautiful end papers. Now, this is where I'm getting to. When I did the video talking about making the announcement about the Airbnb, I think it might have been Denise. Well, I think it was Denise Gardner. One of you, if it wasn't Denise, tell me, please help me remember, said, you know, have a journal or a guest book, and why not have a guest book that is shabby chic and made from junk, right? So what I'm going to do is, if you remember, well, you might not have seen it yet because I just did the video. I did the no-sew journal, so I'm going to take the spine out and I'm going to make it pretty big. So I think I'm going to make at least 5 or 6 signatures. We'll see what's workable, because I want people to be able to pick it up and, you know, write in it and play with it. So I don't want it too overly bulky. But what I'm going to do is cut this off, make a new spine, and I think I'll do it as a no-sew. And then I am going to use these 2 end papers on the outside of it for the cover. And I'll do that when I get home. But I think that's going to be cute. And then I have, these are the pages that I thought I could incorporate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hinge these just like I did in those journals where, and I have some really shabby papers too. And I got the papers from Sandy that are all antique. So I think that incorporated with these that are a little more modern will be really pretty. So these are just some of the ones that I liked and I thought I would incorporate somehow into the book, into the journal. I don't know. We'll have to see. You know, it's a little risky with an Airbnb to kind of theme it to, like, you know, you might get a guy that's like, okay, it's the only joint in town, and do I want a bunch of frilly stuff? So I have to be cognizant of that when I'm decorating. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of appreciation to having things you know, geared to the girls. So all of those will get used inside of there. And then I did a few things that I think will work. So in my travel fussy cut / use these pieces up, I have a couple of books. One is the Flow 19 Days of Mindfulness book. And the other is one of the Bella Grace magazines. And so I have a couple of sheets from that. But what I did is I just took some of the papers. I don't know how I'm going to use this one yet. That were in there and made just really simple tags so that, I'll write a little note or print out a little note so people know that they can, write on the back of these. So it's, people can kind of search through the book and explain what a junk journal is. This was a great big one. But I thought maybe we can see what I've got here in this pack. But for example, like, look at this. Why we love paper. I mean, that just needs to be in here somehow. And maybe I put something, I don't know. I need you guys' advice. Should I write something like, well, this one's cool too. Should I explain like what a junk journal is? That people aren't going to care what I do. They're here to visit, So I probably don't need to work. I don't know. I need your advice. So I thought maybe what we could do is just flip through this and see what we can create real quickly with what we got here. Like this would make a cute pocket. You can play around with paper without having to satisfy a whole list of criteria. Isn't that the truth? This would be a cool tall pocket without much work. Let's just do it. And I could always sew around this and sew it right onto a page. But I think what we'll do to give it a little more oomph is we'll leave this top on here. Well, I guess I could have left that on there too, couldn't I? I realize this is not straight, but I'll get my trimmer out later. But all we're going to do is we're going to, oh, that's cute on that side too. Just double this up 2 times. So that when I do make it into a pocket, it's nice and thick. And then it can go into a page. I likey. We're going to use this basic Elmer's glue that I don't like, but, oh, mamma mia. I just overdid that, didn't I? Well, there we go. It's a lot of glue, Ange. A lot of glue. At least I got it off my flanges. That's better. Okay. Well, that was easy enough. We got one thing down that we can add to that. This would be cool. Maybe I could use this. All right, so let's see. Where's the top of that? I just want to make sure I can get most of that on there. Okay. I think we're good. So what I'm going to do, let's grab a pen here, just for ease of use, or a pencil. And I'm just going to see where I need to make sure I glue it. And I'm not going to glue, am I going to glue this? Yeah, why not? All right, now let's just put the glue down. And then I can cut around it. I'll let it dry just a smidgy. Let's see if I got that close enough. I think I did. All right. And we'll do it this way. And then there'll be writing space on that as well. And I do, because that's wet glue, I need to let it sit there for a little bit before I go cutting it up. So let's put that over here for a minute. Un momento. Dang it, I just got glue on it. Okay, let's put that up here. These I think I just cut because they were we could use this for writing paper. That's kind of cool that it has, you know what we could do? Let's do this. And because, you know, we're at the lake, there's seagulls and other little animals. This would be cute to make a pocket, or I could make it into a page as well. Remember, I'm going to hinge all these pages, so that will work well. And I think what I might do is let's just fold this over like that. And let me grab my... I'm just going to shore this up now because why not? I still have not replaced this blade on here, so it's not good. Nothing like having to double cut. All right, let's see what this looks like in the inside. Before I'm gonna just cut this, am I? Just a tiny little notch here. Just so it folds better. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I think this was a wonderful idea. When we've done Airbnbs before, we have done guest books, but I've never thought to do a junk journal one. But I think that that's kind of representative of, is that how you say that? Of at least a little part of our lives, right? Or at least mine. All right, so there we go. Let's do that. There, is this dry enough? I think it is. That wet glue really makes it curl. See, like this. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this a little bit. I'm gonna let that sit a little bit longer. And then cut it out better. Just so I know it gets out, because it still feels pretty wet. Then we can see what this looks like. I'm on the home stretch of the last painting. I had to do a little extra, another second or a third coat on one of the colors. So I gotta finish that up before I leave today and then head back home. All right, this is also cute. Now, one of the things that is an event in Clear Lake every winter, it's actually, I think in February, is they have a kite festival. And so I thought that would be cool to, I'm gonna use this because that wet glue is really wet. Mindfulness boosts creativity, strengthens our immune system, and lowers blood pressure. Amen. I used to teach a course on, we used to do women's retreats, and I taught a course on mindfulness. And I did one online as well. One day, I should probably do that on my channel. All right, so that's not very thick at the moment. So let's just cut this part off. And let's cut this off about. I think it's so funny. I was just looking out the window. There's a little guy, little man, out there cruising on down the road in his golf cart. I'm pretty sure they're street legal here, which makes sense. I mean, it's a resort town, so I'm sure you can, or maybe they are everywhere. I don't know. It's not like we see a lot of golf carts bebopping around in the metro. But they sure could be. There we go. Now we have a journal card, and I can make it into a tag if I want. And the reason that I wanted to show you this is because one of the things that you've heard a million times, is I have to have something creative to do when I travel. And taking books like this and just creating from 1 or 2 books is a great way to still spark your creativity and, for me, keep my hands busy. I love this image of her. I don't know. I'm going to wait on that one because I think she's pretty special. This would be cool to do as a... I like this. Those who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night. So I was going to cover that, but I like that saying. And this one too. Okay, so let's look at these, because these would also be good pages in there. Happiness is like a butterfly, which when pursued is always beyond our grasp, but if you will sit down quietly, may alight upon you. And so that's, see, these would be cute right in that, and I can cover that. This would be cute in there. All right, so those let's keep. Maybe we keep her too, and we can make pages out of this. How about that? Yeah, I'm liking it. I took this out because it struck home with me, because I truly believe everyone is an artist. If you create, you are an artist. And it says everybody is creative. And apparently I read this before, so I think this is something that I want to maybe use somehow. Maybe not in this one, but in there. In some kind of junk journaling thing. But the reason I took these out is maybe some of these I can fussy cut and turn them in. Like, I love me some typewriters. There's a paint fan. All in watercolors. There's some sewing things which might go in that. And maybe these I don't do anything with yet, but keep them as an idea, either in this journal or in one of my art journals. And then these are just blank pages. So at least we got to start on some things. I'll keep these back. I'll put these back in here with that book. And this will come home with me. And if you guys want to see this start to finish, we can do that together. So let's see. We've got all of these papers and little things that could be pockets, journal cards, and such. And then that goes there. So all of these are extras that we may or may not use. I thought I had a paper clip. Maybe not. Yeah, I do. Okay, and then these we're gonna add to the pages pile. Because I think I can incorporate those some way and make it beautiful. But I think this is gonna be so pretty. And it goes with the chairs that are in, that I picked out for the family room, which are totally granny chic. Think blue, velvety, velour. They're granny chic, that's for sure. All right, so there we have it. What soon will be the guest book for the Belle Rose. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. Until next time, remember to take time to just be. Cheers.